Today on the channel, the Not My YouTube collab. Hello everyone, my name is Misty Nicole from LadyPrefersToSave.com, and today I am part of another awesome collab originated by Roxanne and the Guy's Life, and this time the Not My YouTube tag. And so I will be listing in the description bar below the playlist for all the other wonderful ladies in this collab. So after watching this video, please be sure to give them some love and check out their videos too. So let's get started. So in getting started, if you see me looking down a little bit, I'm just reading the questions off of my screen, so that's what's going on there. And in terms of the hat and the getup, I have a little bit of sinus pressure today, so I'm not feeling the best over the past couple days. So please bear with me if my voice sounds a little under the weather. And as you can see, it is pretty dark outside for not that late in the evening, so the lighting may not be the best, but bear with me here. So the first question is, how do I find out about new videos on YouTube? And for me, that's two things. I would either have notifications on the channels that I really enjoy and subscribe to, and so I would have email notifications when they come through. And usually I will then go to my channel, add those to a watch later playlist, and then watch those later on in the week. Or if I have some extra time, I would go to my homepage and subscriptions and see if anyone has any new videos out over the past couple days, and just kind of watch them and interact with some people in the various communities I'm a part of. And so that's kind of how I find out about new. The second question is, what is a site of YouTube that I miss? And for me, this is kind of a funny one. YouTube came out the year that I actually started middle school, and so our speech and theater department at my school, at Performing Arts School, had decided to utilize one of YouTube's first features, and that was you could get initially paid $10 or $5 for each video that you uploaded, depending on the length and the quality of the video. You would submit it to their customer service, they would do a quality control, and then kind of like AdSense today, it would accumulate funds that you could later cash out. So one of the things that we did as a class is that we earned money for field trips by posting videos of various students playing instruments, or in small dramatist productions, or just backstage at practice. And so we would have just a myriad of videos going, and that's how a lot of people paid for extracurricular trips. So in light of current standings and how hard it can be to literally earn pennies on the dollar for hours and hours of editing and production on YouTube these days, I can say that I miss the good old days, the first year that YouTube came out, that you actually got paid to be on YouTube. And the third question is, what is your least favorite trend on YouTube? And this might sound kind of strange and a little hypocritical for me, because I used to do this myself, but I would say haul videos. The more that I delve into my minimalist journey, they kind of seem really extravagant and almost ridiculous to me at times. Just the sheer brevity of some people's videos, where they literally have ordered, say, 30 to 40 candles from a particular company, knowing that they spent $500 or $600, and then we'll end the video by telling people, well, I know that most people can't afford this, but here's what I currently have. And I think that that really creates a community of envy, and it really ends up with a lot of influencers receiving very negative comments on their channels. And I think it's by disillusioned viewers watching this, and they aren't in the same financial situation. And instead of saying, well, you know what, I'll better my financial situation so that I can have the things that these people have, they just tear people down. So I think that over usage of hauls, of unboxing videos, of conspicuous consumption leads to trolling in many ways. And so I think it's a very slippery slope, and something that as influencers we really are going to have to pay attention to in the years to come. The fourth question is, what is the most dramatic thing that I've done to receive views and subs on YouTube? And that is pretty simple. Back in the day, I would do a lot of sub for sub trains when I first started. And then I had a major change of heart a couple years ago, and I just unsubscribed to a lot of channels because there's no way that you can invariably watch 200 to 300 channels at any one time. And I ended up losing all of those subs, and I just became very disillusioned with my channel, and I just didn't do anything with it for about a year and a half. I just took all of my family videos off. I had at one time 300 or 400 videos. I took them all off. I just didn't really want to have that overexposure anymore. I also received a lot of really not so kind comments about some family members, and so I wanted to protect and shield them, so I took the photos off of my family, of my pets, my grandmother, children, topics dealing with that, so that it was not for the public to tear us down at that time. And so I'm really having to work my way back up as a channel, but I found that sub for subbing did nothing but bring negativity to my channel. It was against the terms of service of the network, and it really did nothing for me but leave me kind of burnt out. Which plays into the next question, do I have any regrets about my YouTube experience? And that would be, again, the sub for subs, and also going in the same vein with consistency. I kind of let the direction of other people's opinions guide me in not being on the channel for quite some time. That, coupled with just my aspirations of being a blogger, I really let the channel go. And it wasn't until 3 or 4 months ago that I really picked the channel back up and wanted to be more intentional with what I was putting on my channel and providing myself better equipment and lighting, and obviously not this, but in general to my channel and for the people watching it, and really trying to change my perspective on providing content that I would like to see myself as opposed to what I feel would be better for brands. Really has changed my strategy, and so I definitely think that both the sub for subbing and being consistent were things that I regret on the channel. But as they always say, don't really have regrets in life because it's what you wanted at the time, and so you should love the decisions that you had. So I'm going to stick with that one, including what I did on YouTube. The next question is, has my channel changed since the beginning? And yes, my channel in the beginning was all about our planning to have a family and trying to conceive and being pregnant and getting new pets and moving into a new home from an old house and all of our transition there. And again, all of those videos were pulled because of some not so nice comments that I received. And so the direction of my channel changed, but then again, the direction of my life changed, my career, my blog, my art business, and so my channel reflects my new and varied interests. I'm a minimalist and a vegan, and I'm a zero waster, and I run 3 online businesses and a blog, and I'm starting a podcast. And so I really want to make my channel more intentional and to have just more transparency into my life and how I live. And it may not be the prettiest or have the best backgrounds, and I might not wear makeup all the time, and I might not have the most trendy of products in my home, but I love my life, and I hope that the people that are in my community love that too. And I hope that my words are inspiring to other people. And so that's all I can do at the end of the day. And in terms of that, I hope that new videos will reflect that outlook, and so everything will be a little bit better. Next question is, how do I support some of my favorite creators and influencers on YouTube? And there's a couple ways I like to do that. The first being very obvious, I like to go onto their videos and leave constructive criticism or comments or be engaging with them. Another thing that I like to do is make sure that I am turning on notifications so that I don't miss any of their videos. Another way I like to support those videos are by connecting people that I think have a similar interest, or if I hear of any collab opportunities, to go ahead and message people and say, hey, there's a Facebook group, or hey, somebody said this, or someone's looking, and try to be a conduit and a connector that way. I also like to make sure that when I'm watching people's videos, for those that are monetized, that I'm watching the entirety of the commercial leading up to their clip, or say if they have a longer video in the 10+ range in terms of minutes, that I'm watching the 3 commercials that would be part of their program so that they get the full AdSense credit. I also like to make sure that I am not subscribing to people that I don't want to be engaged with in my community. There's nothing worse than having people that sub to you and they're really not active in your community. They're not liking your videos. They're not subbing. They're not checking out your subsidiary channels. An unengaged subscriber might look good in terms of numbers to get monetized, but it will not effectively get you anywhere. It's not going to generate you any funding. It's not going to do anything to give you initial numbers. And at the end of the day, it's not really helpful. So the best way that I feel that I can be a contributor to those that I enjoy watching is to be engaged, is to actively participate in the monetization of their channels, to make sure I'm watching the videos that I need to be watching, and that I don't subscribe to people that I'm not going to be engaged. The next question is, do I consider myself to be happy? Am I happy? And the answer is yes. I think it's kind of a skewed question though. I think happiness is a misnomer. I personally believe in joy. I believe that happiness is contrived. It's something people will spend decades looking for, when really joy is innate. It's something within you. It's part of your experience. It's waking up in the morning. It's looking out and seeing light. It's watching your family grow. It's going on a trip and knowing that it's the journey to get there that really just brings it home for you. I've had so many experiences in my life that have really shaped who I am as a person. And so they are the collective joy. They are who I am. They are my memories and my thoughts and my words. They're the books that I read and the food that I nourish my body with, and the times that I laugh and the conversations that I have and the fondness that I have for people, whether or not they know it. The esteem in my life brings me happiness. It's my joy, and so I will consider myself a happy person. Also, the next question is, why do you do YouTube and how long do you think you'll keep doing it? That's a very interesting question. I would say that my why for doing YouTube is to promote my communities online, including my blog and upcoming podcast, because I believe that they work hand in hand. I also think in terms of marketing and business strategy that both live streaming and podcasting is going to be the way of the future. I think eventually, and with the oversaturation of blogs, I think that marketing has taken a turn and it will eventually be mostly a broadcasting field. And so I think that it would behoove anyone, if you consider yourself a marketer or an influencer or a blogger or a podcaster, to cast your net out. And that, of course, needs to include YouTube. And the last question is, has YouTube made your life better or worse? I would say YouTube has given my life direction in so much as I can use my channel to gauge things in my life. I can look at my channel and see my weight loss history. I can see early videos and I can see every 10-pound increment in my face. I can see how much weight I've lost. I can see videos where right after some of my miscarriages, I can physically hear sadness in my voice. And there's other times where I had successes at work and I was on top of the world. I can tell all those things. And so I would say it's given me direction. It's given me a focus. It's given me a channel for creativity. It's given me a community of people that I can aspire to be like, I can exchange ideas with, I can be honest and transparent in the way that my family structure is. I would say that YouTube lets you see the world in such a way that the human experience lets you know that you're not alone. And I would say for that reason alone, YouTube will always be for the better. No matter how many people are on there and their shenanigans, there's always something good to be found. And that's why there's a million channels and a million people and tons of things going on. And so there's always something different. So for me, I will always list one of the aspects of YouTube that for the nearly 20 years that I have been on this channel, it's a positive, and it'll continue to be a positive only as long as I want it to be a positive and I put positive things on the channel myself. So everyone, those were the questions in this collab. Again, the Not My YouTube tag. Again, originated by Roxanne of the Guy's Life, so be sure to check out the description bar below for the playlist link for all the other wonderful ladies in this collab, and definitely give them some love as well. And so now I want to ask you, are there any of these questions that you would like to answer, or anything that you'd like to share with me? I would love to hear about it, especially how you think that YouTube has made your life better or for worse, or your family, etc. I would love to hear about that. Also, please be sure to subscribe, like the video, turn on notifications, and come back for another video on Friday that will be pretty awesome too. Another great collab that I think you'll like. And so as always, please be kind to yourself and to others, and have a wonderful rest of your day. And thank you so much for watching.